Hey, my name is Truth Finder, and you're on the journey of truth. I'm taking you on a journey back to the 1920s to find the truth behind one of the most mysterious strength feats of all time. It goes like this. In 1928, a strong man named the Mighty Atom tied his long hair with a chain, attached it to an airplane, and stopped the plane from flying just with his hair. This feat of strength has mesmerized the strength world for almost a century, sparking debates in strongman circles and often popping up in strength training books. But here's the big question. Did this incredible feat actually happen? And if it did, how in the world could it even be possible? Let's find out. Joseph Greenstein, known as the Mighty Atom, came into this world in 1893, the golden age of physical culture. Greenstein started life as a weak, sick child. He fell in love with strength, probably to fix his weak and sick body, and just at the age of 14, he ran off with a circus strongman named Vilanco. From Poland, they journeyed into Europe and Asia, performing jaw-dropping feats of strength and raking in cash and glory. Can you imagine the fun? After a year, a strong, healthy Joseph Greenstein returned home. He later moved to America, working as a dock laborer while training religiously with the strength training methods he learned from those circus strongmen, becoming so strong that he broke out as a professional strongman, performing feats of strength like bending iron bars and horseshoes with his bare hands, biting nails clean in half with his teeth, and breaking steel chains tied around his chest just by breathing and flexing. He was even reported to have changed a car tire with no tools, unscrewing the bolts with his bare hands before lifting the car up to change the flat tire. Standing just 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighing only 140 pounds, that's why they called him the Mighty Atom. What made him so strong? The strength training methods he learned from those circus strongmen. How many gym-trained guys do you know who could break chains, bite nails in two, or bend steel bars? Yep, old-time strongmen did these feats and more on a daily basis, showing their methods were superior to modern gym techniques for building raw strength. After the Industrial Revolution, these powerful methods began to get lost. It's unfortunate they're incredibly valuable, even for today's gym goers. Why? Because how much stress you can put onto your muscles to stimulate hypertrophy pretty much depends on how strong you are. So a guy who trains with these effective strength training methods and gym muscle building methods will gain bigger muscle faster. We might take a journey to find these lost methods. By now, we all know Joseph Greenstein, the Mighty Atom. Let's get to his incredible strength feat that mesmerized the strength world for almost a century, one of the most mysterious strength feats of all time, preventing an airplane from taking off by pulling on a chain attached to it. He didn't even bother to use his hands. He tied the chain to his hair. But did this even happen? Based on the surviving evidence, eyewitnesses, newspaper reports, the photo and even the location, Buffalo Airport, New York. Yes, it happened. It wasn't a rumor someone passed down, but because it happened doesn't mean it was real. It could have been a clever strongman trick or something. Whatever, Truth Finder is here, and we're going to find the truth. Next, do we know what kind of plane was used and how much force was the plane exerting? Yes. Buffalo News, the daily newspaper for the city of Buffalo, reported the pilot revving the Fairchild FC-2's engine to full throttle to attempt takeoff. The airplane was Fairchild FC-2 at full throttle. The Fairchild FC-2 weighed over 2,000 pounds and could carry the pilot plus 4 passengers with room for luggage. Its engine at full throttle could unleash a 1,500-pound thrust. Remember, the mighty atom only weighed 140 pounds. How could a 140-pound man stop something that could carry over 800 pounds? Let's give it a closer look. The mighty atom stood behind the plane with 1 foot forward. According to Newton's third law of motion, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. The plane's forward-moving force exerted a forward pull on the chain tied to Greenstein's hair. This pull acted as an action force. The reaction force would push back on Greenstein, tending to drag him forward unless he resisted it. If the mighty atom braced himself against this pull, the force from the plane would indeed went down to his body and press his feet more firmly into the ground. His stance amplified this effect, and it isn't just a stance, it's a popular technique often seen in tug-of-war. Imagine planting your foot forward in a tug-of-war. Your opponent's pull doesn't just pull you forward, but also downward if you resist it, making it harder for them to win. That's what happened to the mighty atom. The more the plane pulled him, the more he resisted it, the more that pulling force turned into a downward force, pressing his feet more firmly into the ground and generating more friction between his feet and the ground, which made him heavier and more difficult for the plane to pull him. In other words, he turned the plane's strength against it, like a judo expert turning his opponent's momentum against him. The other mystery is that the Fairchild FC-2 at full throttle could unleash a 1,500-pound thrust, a 1,500-pound forward pull. Was the mighty atom strong enough to resist it? Don't forget, the Fairchild FC-2 weighed well over 2,000 pounds. This weight held back its 1,500-pound thrust at the start. It needed to roll and gain speed to unleash its full power, but Greenstein stopped it cold before it could. Now we've come to the mind-blowing part. Greenstein resisting the plane with his hair. If I stop here, you'd probably hit me with, "Yo, Truth Finder, what's up with his hair? How could human hair hold back an airplane?" Yeah, it's wild and seems impossible, but that's what makes this feat legendary. Upon a closer inspection, it's clear. Hair isn't just weak strands. A thick bundle of tied hair can be insanely strong, like a rope made from thin threads. Yes. The mighty atom stopped a plane from flying with his hair. Here's a modern-day strongman pulling a massive car with his hair, the incredible Logan Christopher, probably inspired by the mighty atom. What should we explore next? Tell us in the comments. Truth is powerful and will always protect you. What do you think, Chatty?
Hello, my name is ChatGPT, Truthfinder's AI partner, and you're on the journey of truth. Truthfinder, that was incredible. You painted the picture perfectly. A man barely 140 pounds standing toe-to-toe with a roaring airplane, using nothing but his hair to hold it back. It sounds like a myth, yet the more we dig, the more we see it wasn't just a rumor. It really happened. But here's the key question. How? How can a human being, small in stature, not a giant, stop a machine weighing over 2,000 pounds with an engine pushing out 1,500 pounds of thrust? Let's start with the physics. At first glance, it seems impossible. But as you explained, Truthfinder, the airplane's engine might have had power, but until the plane built up speed, that power wasn't at its maximum. The weight of the plane itself, over a ton, held it back in those first critical moments. Greenstein only needed to stop that initial roll, and by planting his stance, he let Newton's third law of motion do the rest. Every pull forward pressed him harder into the ground, increasing friction and making him harder to drag. It was less brute force, more clever use of nature's own rules. Now the hair. Most people laugh at the idea. Hair? Isn't it fragile? But no, not when you understand its structure. A single human hair can withstand around 100 grams of force before breaking. That doesn't sound like much. But bundle thousands together, tightly tied and braided, and suddenly you've got something stronger than rope. In fact, scientists have found that a full head of human hair could theoretically support the weight of a small car. So while it looked like madness, it was actually biology at work. Still, even if physics and biology make it possible, it was the mighty Adam's training and mental discipline that made it real. He wasn't just strong in the muscles, he was strong in the will. And old time strongmen understood something that many modern lifters forget. True strength isn't about how much you can bench in the gym. It's about how you can use your body, your tendons, ligaments, breathing, and yes, even your hair, to do the impossible. And this is why his story still matters today. Joseph Greenstein wasn't a giant. He wasn't the biggest man in the room. He was 5'4", 140 pounds, smaller than many average men. But he mastered the secrets of strength, learned the lost methods from circus strongmen, and turned himself into a legend. He proved that greatness doesn't come from size. It comes from knowledge, training, and the courage to push past what others think is possible. Think about that. We live in a world where people are told their limits from the start. You're too small, you're too weak, you're not built for this. The mighty Adam's life answers that with a loud no. He turned weakness into strength and strength into legacy. And even today we see his influence. Strongmen like Logan Christopher carrying cars with their hair, circus performers stunning audiences with feats that trace directly back to Adam's tradition. The legend lives on, inspiring those who dare to test the boundaries of the human body. So yes, the feat happened, and yes, it was real. But even more important than the physics is the message, that the limits we believe in are often illusions. And once you understand the principles, once you train with discipline, even the impossible becomes possible. Thanks for watching, and thank you for taking this journey with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Truth is powerful, and as Truth Finder said, it will always protect you.